Welcome to Around the Track, the most exciting 15 minutes in wealth management by Dynasty Financial Partners and hosted by CEO Shirl Penney.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of Around the Track, the most exciting 15 minutes in wealth management. I'm your host, Shirl Penney, founder and CEO of Dynasty Financial Partners. I'm thrilled to be able to sit down and have a discussion today with Craig Findley, who is the founder, chairman, and CEO of Venture Visionary Partners. Craig, welcome. Thanks for sitting down and having this conversation with us.
Sure. Thanks, Shirl. Glad to do it.
Good. So, Craig, I think you guys launched June of 19. Tell us, a little bit about VVP, your team, your background, and why you decided to start the firm.
And they're off.
Sure. Yeah. So, I've been married about 27 years. I've got 4 daughters. We did start the firm about 2.5 years ago. We now have 32 people and about 4.3 billion under management. I love being independent. I think what really drives me every day is just really new opportunities. I think we have a real advantage being independent.
That's awesome. To get to over $4 billion in essentially 3 years is a remarkable accomplishment, especially when you look at what has transpired during that time. So congratulations on the amazing success, and we couldn't be more thrilled to be your partner here at Dynasty. So today, now running the business, I'd love to hear what are you most excited about? What has you kind of flying out of the bed every morning?
I think, the nice ability to make quick decisions. I love the ability to identify an opportunity and to run with it, whether it's a new technology or some new best practices that we've learned. To me, I feel like we have this advantage being independent. So I look forward to opportunities to go out and to gather new assets and do a great job for our clients.
Yes, you just mentioned running this RIA and running your business, and by the way, we've broken out of the gate fast, so I'm excited about that. We're well on our way of operating inside of our one rule of Around the Track, which is to keep the conversation less than 15 minutes. So we're off and running. You talk about being a leader and running your own business, and that is one of the things that sometimes, you can intellectually appreciate it, but until you break away and go independent and you're actually in that CEO seat, it's one of those things in life maybe you don't fully appreciate until you're living it. So love to hear how it's been for you. How would you describe your leadership style, and has there been anything about the move to independence and becoming a CEO, going advisor to CEO, that maybe has surprised you?
Well, I think that, really to describe my style would say I really try to lead by example, by hardworking. I really believe also you have to be optimistic in this business. And then the culture that I feel like we have a real opportunity to create that I couldn't always do that at the wirehouse is, I call it random acts of kindness, being caring with our team. We do some unique things here. We buy lunch for our staff every single day. But part of the deal is they all have to eat together. They can't go back and take it to their offices. So I feel like I'm able to control our culture. To me, that's what drives me.
Got it. Look, there's a lot of people, or perhaps there's a lot of people maybe watching this conversation that are contemplating, doing exactly what it is that you've done. And to have the level of success in the short period of time that you've had it, as we mentioned, that's phenomenal. But looking back, you had all those same emotions, right? That we hear a lot of your peers, wondering, will my clients come, and the nervous tension and energy around launching a firm. But where you sit today, kind of looking back, what would you say, or what kind of advice, Craig, might you give to any of your peers, other advisors that might be considering making a move to independence?
I would say do it. I mean, if I knew what I know now back then, I would have done it 10 years ago. It can be a little bit daunting, and you can be nervous about it, but I'll tell you, your clients will follow you. So I'd say do it. I I definitely would have done it sooner if I knew what I knew now.
And any other guidance? I mean, I know you spent a lot of time in due diligence. Is there anything you learned in the process that you would pass on?
Yeah, I think focus on the client. I mean, what we were able to do is, even coming down to custodians, is looking at, from a client's perspective, what works best for the client. So if I think you do that, everything, all success will follow.
Yeah. Look, if this has happened before, I don't remember it. So I'm thinking you might be the only instance of this where you yourself were $1 billion breakaway that within less than 12 months of launching yourself, you did a $1 billion plus breakaway M&A deal to come into the firm, which was quite remarkable. And I know it was well covered in the industry press. But you have this really nice combination, and you're in this rhythm of tremendous organic growth that's happening for you and all the advisors at VVP. But you also have this nice rhythm of inorganic growth in M&A. So tell us a little bit about how you see those things working together, and what's kind of the vision and strategy for how those things play out together over the next several years.
Yeah, I would say, really what I learned is everybody's a little bit different, and everybody's goals and needs are a little bit different. So I really tried to customize solutions around each person. And I think the other one's really simple. It's just treat people how you'd like to be treated. And it goes back to that culture standpoint, and, make it attractive. I tell people, look, I want this place to be where you're really proud to come to work here, and clients are really proud to be part of it. And if that's the focus, I think it all comes together.
Yeah. And maybe just a quick add-on, because again, we're moving our way around the track so quick. I'm going to slide one other question in. How do you think of, I know partnership is something that is central to how you guys, think about how you work together, really partners. One of the many things that I enjoy when we get together, Craig, is I appreciate the fact that you're a student of the industry and oftentimes, have great perspective on the various channels, within wealth management. If you kind of look out over the next, 5 years, let's say within our industry, within wealth management, maybe within the RIA space, if you want to be even more specific, what do you think, some of the greatest opportunities would be for the industry?
I would just say, fiduciary. I think it is such an advantage we have over our wirehouse competitors, and it's just better for clients. So, to me, that is the driving force.
Yeah, well, so the follow on to that, one of the questions I always love to ask the guests on the show is, especially those like you who, more than half the time that we've been having this conversation, you've been talking about your clients, right? So knowing you well, I know that you're kind of an unabashed client advocate, which I think is great. What would you hope, your clients are together, maybe you're not there, and your clients are together and they start talking about you, or they talk about your firm and your team. What do you hope your clients are saying about you and your team?
My hope would be they'd sit back and say, you know what, they've made a meaningful, positive difference in our lives. We were that critical partner.
I would venture to guess that they would indeed say that. Look, you and I have been actually to the Indianapolis 500 together, but I'm going to use a different analogy here, which is the Triple Crown, within the thoroughbred space. As you well know, it's a pinnacle moment in anyone who's in that industry in their career, right? It's something that the trainers, the jockeys, the owners, they've worked, oftentimes their whole life towards. And it's almost a goal that is so high that it's really tough to attain. And so as we close out our conversation, let me ask you, what is that big goal, that Triple Crown, that, it's way out there and you're striving to type, goal for you personally, and or, maybe for VVP?
I'd say I'd break it into two. So on the business side, I really want to have the best reputation. I've had the best wealth management firm. On the personal side, I have a big goal that I've had for a long time. We're going to be empty nesters this year, And I have wanted to plan a significant trip with my wife, Amy, for an extended period of time. And we're going to get that done this next fall. So that's what I am really looking forward to this year.
That's awesome. Well, I wish you the best of luck in that planning. Craig, thank you so much for sitting down and having this conversation with us today. And thank you to all of you for tuning in again to another episode of Around the Track.